Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I wanted to dive into a topic that's causing major concern for many people. That is the potential health risks of 5G technology. As 5G networks are rolled out around the world, there's been a growing debate over whether this new wireless technology could harm our health. Some reports are raising alarms about cell phone radiation, particularly with 5G's higher frequencies. So is there any truth to these concerns, or is it all just fear-mongering? Let's break down what the research actually says, and why some experts are deeply worried about the potential risks. For those of you who aren't fully familiar with 5G, it's the 5th generation of wireless technology. It promises faster internet speeds, lower latency, and the ability to handle a vast amount of data simultaneously. This new technology is transforming how we connect with the world, from faster download speeds to powering up new technologies like self-driving cars, smart cities, and the Internet of Things. But with all these benefits come concerns, especially when it comes to the radiation emitted by these 5G networks. This leads us to the bigger question. Is the radiation from 5G networks dangerous to human health? To understand the concern, we need to talk about radiation. 5G, like other mobile technologies, uses non-ionizing radiation. This is different from ionizing radiation, which comes from things like X-rays and nuclear material. Ionizing radiation has enough energy to remove electrons from atoms, potentially damaging cells and DNA in the process. On the other hand, non-ionizing radiation doesn't carry enough energy to remove electrons or cause direct cellular damage. However, just because it doesn't directly damage DNA, doesn't mean it's entirely harmless. There's growing evidence suggesting that non-ionizing radiation could still have harmful biological effects that we're not fully aware of. So, is 5G radiation dangerous? While studies on non-ionizing radiation have shown minor effects on biological systems, there are significant concerns about the higher frequencies used by 5G technology. 5G operates at much higher frequencies than previous generations, using millimeter waves that are absorbed by the skin and eyes more than lower frequency waves. While some studies have been inconclusive, others have raised alarms about potential risks like increased cancer rates, reproductive harm, and neurological issues. However, it's important to know that 5G technology is still relatively new, and we don't have decades of research to fully understand its long-term effects on human health. But I'm willing to bet that both 5G and 6G technology, which has yet to come, will make people more vulnerable to health issues, gradually weakening our bodies over time. One study that received significant attention was published in June 2020, titled Health Risks Associated with 5G Exposure. This review examined many of the concerns surrounding 5G and found that risks might be more serious than previously thought. While the authors acknowledge that radiation levels from 5G fall within current safety limits set by regulatory bodies, they also argue that these guidelines were based on outdated research and did not fully account for the higher frequencies involved in 5G technology. Critics suggest that safety standards need to be updated, particularly given the fact that we're now exposed to far more radiation than we were in the past. Here's where things get even more worrying. While most of the focus has been on 5G networks on Earth, did you know that 5G satellites are also being launched into space every single week? Companies like SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, are working on deploying thousands of satellites into low Earth orbit as part of the Starlink project. The goal is to provide high-speed internet access to remote areas around the world. However, while this may seem like it's an exciting technological breakthrough, it's raised significant concerns about the health risks of 5G radiation from space-based systems. While SpaceX is required to follow Federal Communications Commissions, better known as the FCC, the environmental and health effects of these satellites haven't been rigorously studied in the same way that ground-based 5G towers have been. This has sparked fears that the public is being exposed to a new form of radiation without fully understanding the long-term consequences. Some experts argue that the space-based radiation could add an entirely new dimension to our exposure, increasing the potential for health issues that we haven't even considered. One of the major concerns surrounding space-based 5G is that it will amplify the existing radiation levels in our environment. We already have 4G, Wi-Fi, and other forms of radiation surrounding us constantly. Adding thousands of satellites into the mix could lead to a massive increase in exposure. We're talking about an invisible network of radiation, and while it might seem minor on an individual level, the cumulative effects could be a different story. The fact that we are developing these satellites so quickly and without thorough public health reviews is troubling to many researchers. Despite all of these concerns, regulatory bodies like the WHO and the FCC continue to maintain that 5G is safe, as long as it adheres to their established safety guidelines. However, critics argue that these guidelines were created before 5G was even on the radar and that they may not account for the unique risks of the new technology. Many health experts believe that more research is urgently needed to determine whether 5G could lead to serious health issues, including potential links to cancer, reproductive health problems, and neurological disorders. So what should we do about it? While the scientific consensus remains that 5G does not pose a significant health risk, at least not in the short term, many experts are calling for more research to fully understand the potential long-term effects. It's crucial that we take these concerns seriously and ensure that safety standards are updated to reflect the new realities of 5G technology. As consumers, it's also important that we stay informed, continue to question the rollout of the new technologies, and push for better research and regulatory oversight. That's it for today, guys. I hope that this helped shed some light on the growing concerns of 5G and its potential health risks. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on the latest health topics. Catch you guys in the next one.